Well, hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen, and welcome to the Los Alamos Daily Post presentation of Los Alamos High School Boys Soccer. And this afternoon, it will be a beautiful afternoon for high school soccer here at Sullivan Field as the Hilltoppers take on an old rival. I mean, I've been around forever. It's always, especially in soccer, Los Alamos and St. Pius. Hilltoppers coming into the ball game with a record of 4-3, and Pius right now with a record of 4 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Interestingly enough, the Sartans, they're coached by A.J. Herrera, and A.J. Herrera has quite a history here in northern New Mexico. He did play for Academy when he was in high school, and that was back in the 90s and the late 90s. And he ended up being one of the National Soccer Players of the Year, or the National Soccer Player of the Year. He was freaking awesome, and that's all there was to it. And he used to come into the football games and kick field goals. He could kick it a mile. And then he, after he left there and after he went to college, he came back, and then he was an assistant coach here in Los Alamos for a while, and then he coached for a while here in Los Alamos. He coached the girls, and then he headed on down to Academy, and right now he's the head coach of Academy. So he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been around a lot of soccer, but he was an outstanding soccer player. So he really understands this game. The head coach of the Hilltoppers is Ron Blue. Ron's been the coach here for quite a few years now, and he's done an excellent job with the soccer program. So these are two very, very good soccer programs, and so should end up being a very good soccer contest this afternoon. It always is. It's always a hard-fought contest, usually kind of physical, but we'll see how that goes here this afternoon. And I think we're about ready to go. The team's now coming on the field, trying to pick up I do believe for Los Alamos, the goalie for Los Alamos should be Colin McCowan. That's who we told would be the goalie. He's down there in the goalie, but he's not exposing any numbers or anything. Usually they wear a different costume or a different jersey. They have to look different than the rest of the team, so that everybody knows who the goalie is, but he's just wearing his warm-up jersey. Now down on the other end, let's see who's heading down and that looks like it's going to be Frank Barella. So Frank Barella will be in the goal for Academy, and we're going to assume Colin McCowan in the goal for Los Alamos. And the other goalie listed on the team is Kenny Lynn. He's a freshman. Colin McCowan is a junior. And we're ready to go. And so the Hilltoppers kick off, and it's going to be quickly picked up by Academy, by St. Pius. Battle for it right at midfield. St. Pius wins the battle. And now another battle. They bring it back into Pius territory. And then finally, one of the Pius players just boots it out of bounds, as Edgar Rios says, and that's enough of that. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. And they're going to inbound it right. They keep moving him back and forth, or back further. Okay, so now he's okay. So here comes the throw in, and on the ball is booted out on the other side of the field. The battle for it over there. Vera Latinga battling for it for Los Alamos and can't get a hold of it. And a little pushing and shoving out there, and the Academy wins the battle, and then they bring it over right now to Logan Zerby. Logan coming down the left sideline, the right sideline, and he's going to lose it out of bounds to Alpha Hilltoppers, and so it's going to be a throw-in for Pius. That one is intercepted by Los Alamos, and the Hilltoppers bring it over. Hilltoppers now on the move, trying to head down the middle of the field, and they're stopped. Now they come bring it on the left sideline. Pass comes over on the left sideline now to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa picked up on him. Long kick downfield by Pius is picked up by Hilltoppers. Long kick by the Hilltoppers is going to go out of bounds deep in St. Pius territory. So they will have the throw in back in that particular territory. Just underway here in this battle, this rival battle between these two teams. Right smack at the flag, the substitution flag's on the other side of the field, and we're on the side where the flag is, but not the substitution flag. So the Hilltoppers pick it up, and Pius now intercepted, and Pius now coming down the left sideline. A nice kick they bring to the top of the penalty box, but the Hilltoppers Pius can't do anything with it. Coming over for Los Alamos is Stephen Boone. Boone picks it up. Long kick downfield, so mostly nobody's able to really get anything. I don't think the ball's really ever gone past the 30-yard line on either side of the field. So Academy coming down the right side of the field, picked off there by Javier Martinez. And so Javier with a long boot, and that's going to bounce right to Frank Barella, the goalie. So he just taking his sweet time, left-footed kicker. Whoa, boy, that was a beauty. And a nice header upfield by one of the Sartans. And it's going to roll right into the left side of the penalty box, picked up there by our goalie, Colin McCowan. Nice kick by McCowan, headed downfield by the Hilltoppers. Once again, the ball in midfield, and it's going to go out of bounds. And Stephen Boone, he just screens out Logan Zerby, who was trying to get to it because it would be out on Pius. Ball's going to come down into the penalty box. And boy, almost getting there in time, but he was not able to get there in time. And that was Liam Cunningham. And Frank Barella, the goalie for Pius, able to come out and scoop that away at the last second. So the Hilltoppers, that's the first opportunity that anybody's had at all. It wasn't much of an opportunity. So they're going to kick it back to the goalie, Barella. He can't pick it up since it was kicked back to him, so he kicks it over to the sideline, and now they bring it into the center of the field. And so now I don't think about 3 or 4 headers there, and they finally come down onto the field into a pack of Los Alamos players, but it's picked up there by Noah Devaney of St. Pius. So Pius is going to bring it back. They're going to get it now over to Julian Lovato for the Sartans, coming right down the middle of the field. The ball rolls into the penalty box as hitting the tripping. That was Shiv Kalsa, kind of stumbled over his own feet. He was trying to get to the ball. The ball got away from him, went into the penalty box, but fortunately for Hilltoppers and for Kalsa, right there for the Hilltoppers was Callum Mitchell and Jackson Boone to save the day, because that was a little dangerous. So the pass now is going to be picked up there by Alex Leviscu, trying to get it over now to Abera Hatinga. And Hatinga coming down the right sideline. That was going to be stolen away, and the pass brought back down to so the Pius with it, ball goes out of bounds. Hilltoppers will work down the right side of the field, their right side of the field. They're going to bounce it over now to Jackson Boone, let him make the throw in. He makes the throw in. Going to come right back to him. Now he boots it downfield. Nice. That goes over everybody. And that one's just going to keep rolling. Barella, the goalie, he's just going to let it go out of bounds. So it'll be a goal kick for Pius. And we're just, let's see, where are we? I can't see the scoreboard. Okay. We're in a 6-minute 0-0 ball game. So left-footed kicker. So he puts it to the top of the goalie box and boots it away. And this is a line drive picked up by Jackson Boone about 30 yards out. Hilltoppers on the move again. There's the shot. Boy, and a great save. That shot by Abera Hatinga. And boy, what a save by Frank Barella. So Barella right there, I thought the Hilltoppers had a golden opportunity, and there's another boot downfield by Barella. Boy, he's got quite a foot. So comes in now, the Hilltoppers now bring it back into midfield, picked up there by Pius. They're battling for it in midfield. Nobody has control right now down the left sideline and into Hilltopper territory. And the Hilltoppers, all they want to do is get it out of there, but they can get it out of there as the ball comes over now to Edgar Rios. Rios just tries to center it. And this one is now going to go out of bounds off of the Hilltoppers. They're about 20 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. Long throw in by Pius. And that one is going to be picked up by Stephen Boone for Los Alamos. Stolen back again by Pius over to Julian Lovato. Lovato on the move. So right now they're about 40 yards out from the goal. And we're going to have a violation on the field. And so it's going to be a free kick for Pius. And they're going to set it down on the 30-yard line. So they're about 40 yards out from the goal. And making the kick will be, not Frank Barella, but it was Tim Dyson. And Dyson decides to go for the field goal as he splits the football uprights. So still a 0-0 ball game here in the first half. 8th minute of the first half. They play 40-minute halves. And I don't know if they would play in overtime. This is a non-district game. So a lot of times if they tie, they just remains a tie. If it's a district game, you got to battle it out. So down the right sideline, the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Shiv Khalsa. And it'll be, once again, looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Pius. So Pius picks it up. And what are they calling here? Well, they're calling. They're okay. I thought it was out of bounds. They're going to say it actually went out of bounds about the 10-yard line. So instead of giving it to the goalie for the kick, they just run up and all of a sudden make the throw in, long throw in, coming down the left sideline, battling for it down that left sideline. And right in the thick of the battle for Los Alamos is Javier Martinez. Ball over in the corner, and a shot is taken, but there is so Colin McCowan makes the save on a nice shot by Pius, and Colin with a nice foot brings it way upfield. Hilltoppers now trying to get it together and get something going. They bring it over down to the left sideline. We have a little push off, but the ball comes back to Stephen Boone. Boone going to bring it into the middle of the field. They're about 35 on the 35-yard line, so they're about 40 yards out from the goal and cannot advance it. Finally picked up by Leo Vaughn of Pius, and it kicked down the right sideline. They bring it right to Logan Zerby. Zerby coming in from the left side, but good defense there for Los Alamos to come over and clear it out for the Hilltoppers, and that was Callum Mitchell. But boy, that Logan Zerby, I mean, he took off and cut toward the middle, and it looked like he might have some kind of opportunity. It's a throw in by Pius. This one's going to be picked up by Los Alamos, brought into the circle, into the midfield circle, and they bring it up to Stephen Boone. Boone battling for it, and it's finally stolen away by Pius. Long kick downfield is going to be headed back upfield. Boy, I don't know. Taylor Stanfield made that head butt back. But boy, that soccer ball is not light. So a long kick like that coming down, and boy, I mean, you got to really watch it. It's not a balloon coming down that you're trying to butt down the field with your head. It's a long kick by Los Alamos. It bounces right, takes a one bouncer right to Burrell. He's going to roll it over to the sideline instead of kicking it away. And it's coming down the left sideline. Pius doing a good job of keeping it on that sideline as they bring it up now to Leo Vaughn. Leo Vaughn can't get around the Hilltopper traffic, and they get it to Lenny. They get it to Julian Lovato. And trying to make a tackle that time was a Shiv Khalsa. He did get his foot on the ball and a little bit made the Pius player stumble a little. Coming down the left sideline, they're going to try to center it. Ball's right now in front of the penalty box, rolls across the penalty box to the right side, and is going to roll out of bounds. But nobody was there for Pius. That was a great crossing pass right in the middle of the penalty box, but nobody up there for Pius. So the throw-in is going to come to the Hilltoppers, as neither team was able to get much domination here in this ball game as they bring it now to Alex Leviscu. Leviscu is going to bring it over on the right side of Jackson to Jackson Boone. Boone right at midfield, out of bounds off of St. Pius, I do believe. Let's see, the Hilltoppers are going to have the throw in about 10 yards deep into Pius territory. They'll work down the right sideline, and that's easily picked up by Pius. Pius quickly brings it back into Hilltopper territory, pass down the left sideline, and trying to cut to it, the crossing pass. And this one, a header attempt by Pius, and instead of going forward, it just goes to the side, and it's going to roll out of bounds. And so it should be a throw-in for Los Alamos. And it is, but they're deep in their own territory, so they're going to make that throw-in. So that was a nice attack by Pius, but in every case, Pius, when they're making the attack, when they try to get the pass into the penalty box, nobody's there. Now Los Alamos bringing it down the left sideline. And so Tim Dyson is coming down that left sideline in a hurry. That time was Kenny Lynn. But Tim Dyson, he just said to heck with it, and he just kicked it back to the goalie. And Barella, now the Hilltoppers on the attack. We're going to have a couple of players go down in the penalty box. Let's see what they're going to call. I think they're going to give Los Alamos a penalty kick. And see, they're pointing to the 10-yard line, a little mark down there. We're 10 yards from the goal, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. So we had a major collision in the penalty box, and one of the Hilltoppers going down pretty hard in the penalty box that time was Stephen Boone. But so the Hilltoppers, and they pop it in. And so are they going to say it was a goal? It was a rebound shot. Now the officials are talking it over. Tahina Hosa took the kick. It was bounced off. I do believe that was Abera Hatinga who popped it in, but they're going to say no. I'm not sure what they're calling, but they may have been, whenever you have those rebound things, then you have to worry about offsides, that type of thing. The official in the middle of the field did not wave it was a goal, and then he went over and talked to the linesman on the left side of the field, and they finally agreed that it wasn't a legal goal for Los Alamos. Past the Tahina Hosa down the left sideline, can't get to it. It's going to go out of bounds. So deep in Pius territory, they'll throw it in. But Hilltoppers with the penalty kick opportunity, and the first shot taken by that time by Tahina Hosa, and that was blocked by Barella, but it bounced right off of him. And I'm pretty sure that was Abera Hatinga who came in and made the rebound shot, but then they call it off for some reason. So it's still a 0-0 ball game here, and we are in the 15th minute of this first half of play. So that was a golden opportunity for Los Alamos, but they just couldn't take advantage. But they did get it in the goal, but I'm not sure what the violation was supposed to be. But a lot of times sometimes it's offsides because the crazy rule is when the ball is kicked, you have to have the other team has to have two people between you and the goal when you kick it. So you have the goalie, of course, always back there, and then it's usually one of the fullbacks or somebody like that. So if the ball bounces right to you and you're right in front of the goal, but there's nobody else in front of you from Pius, for instance, and Los Alamos kicks it in, and the only defender back there would be the goalie. And so, unless you have anytime it's a kick, so except when you have a one-on-one, of course, it's just you just head in and head toward the goal. So, but you're not kicking it to anybody when you have a one-on-one. Hilltoppers coming down the right sideline into the penalty box. Ball is kicked in the penalty box, bounced off of one of the Hilltoppers, back into the penalty box. The shot taken for Los Alamos by Stephen Boone, and diving on the ball is Frank Barella. So the Hilltoppers now getting much more aggressive and putting some pressure now on Barella in the 17th minute of this contest. Long kick downfield. Hilltoppers just going to clear it out of bounds. So it'll be about 20 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. And down the right sideline, Pius will throw it in. They're going to throw it backwards. And they get it now over to Javin Barella. Barella tries to bring it into the top of the penalty box, picked up there for Los Alamos. And by Abera Hatinga. Hatinga brings it into the midfield circle where it's picked up by Pius again. Now Pius coming down the left side, Ethan Donlin. Donlin trying, and he had the right. He was ahead of everybody for Los Alamos, and I mean for Pius, but he couldn't get there fast enough. The goalie for what's that? Oh, thank you. Okay, I've just been corrected. The goalie is Kenny Lynn. He's the freshman goalie. So sorry about that. And now we were told it was going to be McCowan, but I don't know. You never know. But anyway, sorry about that. So Kenny Lynn is the goalie for Los Alamos. So where are we? It's going to be a throw-in for Los Alamos. Throw-in for Pius, actually. They bring it in right to the top of the goalie box, and a possible shot for Pius. They can't get it off. Pass is going to come upfield and be stolen away by Pius. And they bring it now right to the top of the penalty box, cleared out by Los Alamos, and then cleared back upfield. Back there defending and trying to get to it for Los Alamos is Stephen Boone. Boone does steal it away, and battling with him is Pius player, and so Stephen just couldn't get around the Pius fullback. Long pass down the left field line, down the left sideline, and that one's going to go out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for Pius. And we're going to have a substitution here. Checking out for the Hilltoppers right now is Jackson Boone. In comes Lorenzo Delzano. So Lorenzo Delzano checks in for Los Alamos. And the ball, Hilltoppers bring it into the midfield circle and pass down the sideline. And here comes Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa, that is not Hinojosa. The ball is going to go out of bounds over the end line. And yes, that was Ty Hinojosa. So Ty got ahead of everybody, but anyway, they were finally able to recover and at least deflect the ball over the end line. But Ty Hinojosa had a step on everybody. It looked like he was going to make something happen, but nothing. So kicked down the right sideline by Barella for Pius. Hilltoppers they're trying to clear it out of bounds. It's not going to go out of bounds. Pius is going to save it back in, and now Pius brings it into toward the middle of the field, and now down the left sideline. They tried to get the pass over to Rocco Quintana. Rocco couldn't get to it before it went out of bounds. Quick throw in by Pius. Another little shoving battle for Los Alamos and Pius. They bring it to the top of the penalty box, cleared out there by Los Alamos. And so the ball is going to go finally over the end line, and they're going to rule it's a goal kick. So over the end line off of Pius. 21st minute. 0-0 ball game. So Kenny Lynn will put it down. He will kick it away. So the freshman brings it upfield, up to Abera Hatinga, and now it's going to coming down the left side find for Los Alamos is Rocco Quintana. Quintana tries to bring it over into the penalty box, looking to get it to Ty Hinojosa. Passes way ahead of Ty, picked up there by Barella. Barella just rolls it over to the right side of the goal, the right side of the field, and now Pius will bring it down the right side to Mateo Certain. Mateo Certain brings it down, chasing it down for Pius is Noah Devaney, and this is going to go out of bounds once again. So it's going to be a Pius throw, and they don't waste any time throwing it in. They quickly bring it in, and now they shot taken. Boy, great save that time by Kenny Lynn. That was a beautiful shot right toward the top of the crossbar. And Kenny Lynn high in the air. And so the ball is deflected. And so Kenny went up, but I guess they're going to rule he did not touch it, but he was right there. So Kenny with the kick downfield, and this one's going to roll all the way down to the other end of the field, and Barella will pick it up. He was right in the corner of the penalty box. Here comes that left-footed kick. This one's a high kick, a moon ball, but doesn't go very far. And it's going to go out of bounds right at the substitution flag. And so the Hilltoppers will inbound it right there. Pass comes up to Jackson Boone. Boone will try and bring it over onto the sideline, on the right sideline. The Hilltoppers controlling the action right now as Alex Livescu has it for Los Alamos. They bring it down the left sideline, pass over, trying to get it to Rocco Quintana. Pass is way ahead of Quintana. He can't get to it, goes out of bounds. So, 23rd minute, still 0-0. We should have had a handball called there against Pius as the ball bounced up and he just dribbled it once. So Pius, they're going to call Pius, I do believe. Well, they raised the flag. It might have been out of bounds, offsides, but it was the linesman, and now we're going to have a substitution for the Hilltoppers. And let's see if we can pick these guys up here. Abera Hatinga leaves the field along with Alex Livescu. And coming in for Los Alamos, let's see. They turn around and show me their number. That would help. So anyway, and they refuse to turn around. So Jackson Boone back into the ball game for Los Alamos. So the kick up field going to be a violation against Los Alamos, so it's going to be a free kick for Pius at deep in their own territory. A long kick comes way downfield. It's going to be picked up by Julian Lovato, and he's about 15 yards out from the penalty box right in the middle of the field. And now the ball is cleared out by Los Alamos, and then it's also then deflected off of Pius. Hilltoppers waste no time in throwing it in down the right sideline, and Pius wastes no time in intercepting it and bringing it back down their left sideline. And now the ball is, let's see, where did it go? Okay, they finally chase it down and they give it to Pius. Pius makes a long throw in from about the 40-yard line. Hilltoppers bring it upfield, trying to get it to Ty Hinojosa. Camp comes into the midfield circle, and I think we're going to have a violation against Los Alamos as we had a Jackson Boone crisis. Well, just not crisis, but anyway, does kind of run into one of the Pius players, knocks him down, so they call him for that. And it was just a regular play, no big deal. So they take the free kick right in front, comes down right in front of the goalie box, and then the shot taken by Pius, 2 or 3 top fullbacks right there, bounces off of them. And so Pius will, Hilltoppers bring it back out. Pius will attack again, stolen away. And now coming on the field in a hurry is Elias Eidenbens. Elias is a young man who just also checked into the ball game. Boy, it looked for a minute like he was going to go. At least got the crowd up. Anyway, comes to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa will bring it into the midfield circle, pass upfield. This time by Lorenzo Dozano. But you can't get anything through it. Cannot get it past the Pius fullbacks. So they kick it upfield, down the right sideline. They're going to bring it over down to Mateo Certain. And Mateo has it booted out of bounds for Los Alamos by Colin Mitchell. So it'll be throw in for Pius. Mateo Certain will make the throw in. Easily picked up by Los Alamos. So now they bring it all the way back into the midfield circle. And that by Pius. Pius brought it. They just turned around and booted it all the way back into the midfield circle. Nobody back there except a couple of Pius players. Now Pius on the attack, coming down the left sideline. They're trying to line something up. Here comes, they're going to take a crossing pass with trying to get it. They were trying to get it over this time. What the whole idea of that was, I thought he was going to take the shot, and that was Matteo Certain. But what he was actually trying to do was to cross it over, because he wanted to do was to get it to Ethan Wright, one of their forwards. That Ethan was tried to set up for a header attempt, but the pass was just a little too high. He did brush his hair on it. And he's got a pretty good, quite a crop of curly hair up there. So it comes out of Tai Hinojosa, and he's battling, goes down on one knee, comes back up in a hurry, and now they'll bring it all the way across midfield. Pius into the center circle, and on to Julian Lovato with it. He's going to bring it down the right sideline as he brings it over to Matteo Certain. Certain is going to, let's see, what are they calling down there? It's going to be, I do believe it's going to be a throw in for Pius. They're about 10 yards up from the flag in Hilltopper territory on the right side of on the right side of the field for Pius. Pass comes up and be picked up by Stephen Boone, long kept by Stephen, trying to get it to Tai Hinojosa, intercepted by Pius. And so Pius now, not doing anything with it at the moment. Carson McConnell, finally he decides to bring it upfield. And we've got a major battle going over there between James Ito and Mario Valdez. Mario from St. Pius, James from Los Alamos. And the two of them are really going at it, and the ball in. So let's see, we're going to have a couple of more subs for Los Alamos. And so coming back into the ball game now is Alex Livsku. And let's see if I can pick up who else came back in. Well, he's one of the fullbacks. So anyway, Abera Hatinga loses it out of bounds. It's going to be a quick throw in by Pius, 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. They worked on the right sideline. Abera with a nice kick upfield, and goes to nobody but Pius. Almost every Hilltopper player is down on the Pius end of the field right now, and they have a couple of Pius players in the on the 50-yard line. And now they're even moving up to the 40-yard line. So they're going to have a free kick for Pius right on the sideline, and it's at the 20-yard line. So it's right on the sideline, about 30 yards out. And the kick is going to come right into the middle of the center circle. A quick shot by Pius. That one is not good. And so as they once again, we're trying to get it to Ethan Wright, and they stole away from Wright, and then Wright loses it it's knocked away from Wright. So quick throw in by Pius, and Pius is trying to come down that sideline again. There's that crossing pass right smack into the front of the goal. Beautiful shot right in front of the goal, but nobody there for Pius. Now Pius trying to close in, but Hilltoppers, they just have too much defense back there. Everybody's back. Finally, they bring it down the left sideline. Pius will inbound it, and they're 20 yards deep into Hilltop territory down the right sideline. They bring it out to Ethan Wright. Wright, their forward, trying to get something going. He can't. And so out of bounds off Los Alamos again. So Pius still on the attack. Javan Barella will make the kick, will make the throw in, and he throws it in, and it bounces, and then it bounces right smack off of Elias Eidenbenz. Now a crossing shot by Los Alamos trying to get it out of there. Now they bring it upfield, but the Pius fullbacks they're all the way up to the 40-yard line, so they just pick it up easily. Now the Hilltoppers are trying to get something through. There's a beautiful behind the back kick that time for the Hilltoppers by Elias Eidenbenz. As he brings it upfield, Hilltopper bring it over on the left side, trying to chase it down. He cannot, and hoping to get to it that time was Shiv Kalsa, but the pass was too far in front of him. 32nd minute, 0-0 ball game. And nobody has really threatened much. The Hilltoppers did score on a penalty kick, but they disallowed it. And now the ball goes over the end line. Let's see who that's going to. Okay, I didn't know there was a Topper player and a Pius player both chasing it. Goes out of bounds over the end line, and so they rule it was off the Topper player, so it'll be a goal kick. And so Barella will put it down. And no, he's not going to kick it. He puts it down, walks away, and then he lets Mateo Certain make the kick. And Barella he's got a heck of a foot, so I'm not sure what the strategy was there by AJ Herrera. So coming upfield, once again, Hilltoppers have a lot of people back on defense, and now Abera Hatinga picks it up for Los Alamos. Tries to bring it up now to Shiv Kalsa. Kalsa keeps it in bounds on the left sideline, and then he goes down as he tangled up with Edgar Rios, but they're not calling anything. And we had a face ball this time by Ethan Wright. He had a bounce. He wanted to head it, hit him right smack in the face, passed down the left sideline over toward the left side of the penalty box, lining it up and then taking the shot, blocked by Los Alamos. And boy, I mean, he had the opportunity, and that was Mario Valdez. So Mario Valdez had it over on the left side of the penalty box, and he had the opportunity. But the Hilltopper defense, which Ron Blue's keeping a lot of green uniforms back there as we come into the 34th minute of this half. So we have less than a little over 6 minutes to go here in this first half, 40-minute half. So we have I do believe, let's see, should be a free kick for Los Alamos. Nope, they're going to say, well, I'm not sure what they're doing here. So, okay, now they move Los Alamos out of bounds, and we're going to have a throw in. Hilltoppers are only about 15 yards up from the flag. They'll work down the right side of the field. Not sure what the delay is. They try to get it into Hatinga, but Abera is cut off, so they bring it right back. Now a high kick. It's going to be headed straight up in the air. Stephen Boone battling for it. Can't get to it. And so Pius, who has all their fullbacks up in the midfield circle. So once the ball comes up there, they just simply bring it back into Hilltopper territory, and that's where the ball has been for a long time. So making a nice move that time by Justin Duran, and gets it over on the left sideline all the way down into the corner. And as they were trying to get it this time to Mario Valdez, but right there for the Hilltoppers, they'll tell him no dice, and that was Javier Martinez. So the ball now goes, and let's see, we're going to have, trying to figure out what they're going to call. Okay, the ball goes out of bounds off of Pius, so it'll be out of bounds off of Pius, and Hilltoppers will make the throw in. There's a lot of standing around. Stephen Boone finally decides he'll make the throw in. He brings it down the right sideline. And well, the Hilltoppers finally get it back into their own territory for a change. It's been over in Hilltopper territory forever. I said, just finally get it into Pius territory. Now they bring it upfield, and the Hilltoppers now on the attack as Alex Livsku coming through for Los Alamos brings it over onto the left side. Pius is going to try to bring it back downfield, and I thought that went out of bounds, but they're going to say no. And it was about rolling out of bounds about the 10-yard line. Hilltoppers would have had a great throw in from that point, but he did make the kick back upfield, and that was Jesse Duran. Or let me correct that, Haben Barella, and I don't know how in the world he was able to kick that without it going out of bounds. So the quick throw-in comes to Julian Lovato. Lovato for Pius coming down the left sideline, and he's going to lose the ball over the end line as he gets a pass up to Mario Valdez. So the Pius Spartans lose the ball over the end line, and the Hilltoppers now will have it, and Kenny Lynn, the goalie, will make the goal kick for Los Alamos. So Kenny, just a freshman, And we're going to have a substitution for Pius here. And there's a player we haven't seen yet in this ball game. And so, anyway, the Hilltoppers get it upfield. They finally, and finally stolen away by Pius. Hilltoppers tried to get something going, but couldn't get past the Pius defense. Long kick comes down to Leo Vaughn for Pius. Pius will bring it up to Ethan Wright of the Sartans, and Ethan's going to try to come down the left sideline, booted out of bounds by Los Alamos. And so as we roll in now to the 38th minute, the time is on the clock is unofficial. It's kept on the field, so they stopped the clock at 38. The last 2 minutes are, of course, unofficial. We have no idea if there's any minute, but there hasn't been much in stoppage of play, so the clock should be pretty accurate, actually, as nobody is really doing very much. Long kick down field for the Hilltoppers and trying to get down there for Los Alamos in a hurry, and couldn't get down there, and so that was Liam Cunningham goes out of bounds off of Pius, 25 yards deep into Pius territory. Hilltoppers with the throw in, bring it back to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga is going to bounce it up to the top of the penalty box, back to Hatinga. Hatinga on the move, coming down the right sideline, tries to take the shot. That's going to be cleared over the end line, and I think we're going to have the first corner kick of this ball game, I do believe. Nope. They're going to say it was touched by Los Alamos. Now, I don't know where that came from, but right now we do have the official. The clock is stopped at 38. So unofficially, we have 2 minutes left here in this first half, 0-0 contest. Hilltoppers had a score off of a penalty kick that was disallowed, and I'm not sure why, but it was called by the linesman. So the linesman on the far side of the field from us, on the right side of the field for the Hilltoppers, he called it, and I don't know. Like I say, it might have been offside, but I don't know. It's crazy. The crazy thing happens down around the goal, and they have some crazy rules in this game. Anyway, it comes down the right sideline. It's going to be to Pius. Pius trying to get something going, and they bring it down the right sideline again to the 20-yard line as they bring it over to Logan Zerby, and now his shot taken, and a one bouncer comes right to Kenny Lynn, and shooting that from about 25 yards out that time for Pius. And it was just an easy one bouncer, and that was Justin Duran. So Duran, Hilltoppers, Pius picks it up. They're bringing it now into Ethan Wright of the Sartans. And the Sartans, they've been mostly on the attack. Ethan Wright with a little shove off on one of the Hilltoppers. He just kind of put his forearm into him and shoved him away. And so anyway, let's see who was that young man. So the ball goes over the end line off of Los Alamos, and now we're going to have the first corner kick of this contest. So in the corner, well, I can barely see that corner. Anyway, so the left-footed kick, and that's going to go over the pack, way over the pack, and out of bounds on the other side. So it'll be Hilltopper throw-in. So they get away from the corner kick, and there I do. Let's see, what are they doing? Did they blow the whistle? I think they did. So that'll end this first half. 0-0 ball game. One score by Los Alamos, and the one score by Los Alamos disallowed by the officials, as the Tahina Hosa took the penalty shot, was bounced off of Barella, and then bounced right to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga put it in, and then the linesman on the far side of the field said nothing doing and called it off. So it's now a 0-0 ball game. And after 1.5 of play, we're going to send it back to Charlene. We have some very, very fine sponsors here for for the daily post, and we really appreciate their support of Los Alamos High School athletics. And so Charlene is going to open up those spots for those people so you can see who it is that's just supporting us. And so we ask that you support them. So this is Gene Mortensen, 0-0 ball game after 1/2, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Greetings, Hilltoppers. I'm Brian DeAndrea of TechSource Incorporated. We are a science and engineering consultancy headquartered in Los Alamos, and for over 20 years have been providing the hard-won knowledge and skills from this community to organizations around the nation. It is our pleasure to support Los Alamos and Hilltopper sports. Good luck and have fun. Go Hilltoppers!
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers!
We understand the challenge of explaining to kids that money doesn't grow on trees. At Los Alamos Schools Credit Union, we have all of the tools you need for your kids to learn good financial habits. We offer a free student checking account with debit card, 24/7 online banking, and great member service to help you and your family's finances stay on track. And right now, we're offering a back-to-school bonus deposit with every new student checking account open before October 1st. Grow with us at Los Alamos Schools Credit Union for people, not profit.
Well, it's great to see Topper sports season kicking off again. I'm Troy Hughes. I'm the fire chief here in Los Alamos. And we're glad to see COVID kind of waning and people getting back to their normal activities. One of the things that hurt us during this time period was our lack of people. So we need recruits. We need cadets to come to work for Los Alamos Fire Department. It's a great career, very rewarding, good pay, good benefits, great retirement. You get to work out and maintain your Topper strength. So we're hoping that a few good people will come to work for us in the next year, and we hope that the Toppers win, so go Toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public, as well as the playgrounds and facilities, while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. Please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamosschools.net website. If you click on the Safety and Wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today. And I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Hi, Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara, and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the Nature Center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
Back here at Sullivan Field, we're looking at a 0-0 ball game between the Hilltoppers and the St. Pius Sartans. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon for soccer. What a fantastic day it is. It's all sunny now. It was a little cloudy at first, but not very cloudy. Now all that's gone, and it's just nothing but sunshine on the field right now, but it's a perfect day and a perfect temperature for Hilltopper soccer, for high school soccer. And it's a 0-0 ball game, and no team has really really threatened. We had a couple of nice saves by both goalies. Frank Barella made 2 beautiful saves. On the other end is Kenny Lynn, and he's made a couple of saves, but there haven't been very many shots on goal. And it's both teams, and then in that second half, essentially what would be the second quarter, the Pius for about 7 or 8 minutes had the ball on the Hilltopper side of the field, and they just kept attacking and attacking. And in fact, they brought their fullbacks up all the way into fullbacks were in Hilltopper territory, also across the 50-yard line. But the Hilltoppers did score a goal as we had a collision in the in the middle of the penalty box, and the Pius was called for it. Gave Los Alamos the penalty kick. So Ty Hinojosa came in to make the kick, and it bounced off of Frank Barella, the starting goalie, and then Barahatinga was right there for Los Alamos to put it in. But then the sideline official stepped in and said, nope. So the Hilltoppers, some violation. A lot of times it can be offsides because, like I said, a lot of crazy rules here. So we're ready to go here in the second half, and the Hilltoppers have it. So the kick to Ty Hinojosa over on the left field. He just kind of gives it a one foot push up the. So just a little touch kick by Ty, but it's going to go right to Barella, left-footed kick. There, he booms them. Hilltoppers pick it up nicely and bounce it back into Pius territory, and it's going to be. And so the Hilltoppers working with it right now. They try to, and they bring it up. They bring it upfield to Liam Cunningham, and Cunningham loses. He had his pass picked off by Pius, and the Hilltoppers now on the attack, trying to get something going. But boy, great defensive play out there by the Sartans by Tim Dyson, their fullback. Boy, I mean, he's just one. He was just a one-man wrecking crew back there on defense. As two or three Hilltoppers just tried to get the ball and get around him, but he just said nothing doing. So the ball comes down out to the Hilltopper side of the field, and it's going to be out of bounds off of the Hilltoppers, 25 yards out from the flag on the left side of the field. And we're going to have a little push off. I don't know if they're going to call it. No, they didn't call it. It was one of the Pius players pushed down one of the Hilltopper players. The ball is going to go out of bounds off the Hilltopper quickly. And I mean quickly picking it up it was Carson McConnell. He wasted no time with that throw in. So I believe we're going to have we only had one corner kick in that first half, and that was by Pius. And all they did was sail it over the top of the pack. So we're going to have another one in absolutely no hurry to get over to the corner to make that kick. It's going to be Edgar Rios. So Edgar will put it down, and they're on the east end of the field and on the left side, on the flag on the left side. Rolls it. Let's see, what are they? Not sure what they're calling. I don't know what in the world, but anyway, I think they called offsides, which I don't understand. But anyway, the Hilltoppers get the goal kick. Well, and actually, it's a free kick, actually, out of the penalty box. So Pius working with it. They're going to bring it back once again to Tim Dyson. Dyson, big kid. He's just only a sophomore, but boy, he's a big, tough kid. And I'm not sure how tall he is, but good fullback. So they have a goal kick for Los Alamos as the ball went over the end line. The kick comes down into the center circle, picked up there by Los Alamos. And Los Alamos now will bring it down the left sideline. Kick from right down the middle of the field, trying to get to it. And right there, step for step with the Hilltoppers was Tim Dyson, but the Hilltoppers. And there's a goalie for Los Alamos by Ty Hinojosa. So a beautiful crossing pass for the Hilltoppers. They get it to Ty Hinojosa, who was over on the left side of the goal, and he heads it in for the goal. So Ty Hinojosa was in perfect position. And so, yeah, so I just listening for more here, they're doing the PA, and he did confirm that it was Ty Hinojosa. So it was Ty was over on the left side of the goalie, of the left side of the goal, and in perfect position. And I didn't see who made the crossing pass but the pass came right to Ty, and then he just had, I mean, he didn't waste any time. He just banged that thing into the goal. So the Hilltoppers take a 1-0 lead in the 45th minute of this contest. Ty Hinojosa. And the 45th minute makes it 1-0 for Los Alamos. And so it was pretty much of a scoring volume in the 0-0 first half. Like I say, the Hilltoppers did score on a penalty goal. It was disallowed, but now the Hilltoppers do take the lead 1-0. And in the 45th minute of this contest. So Pius now they'll lose it, and the Hilltoppers will throw it in down the right sideline. They had a man open downfield, and that was Liam Cunningham, but I thought the pass was going to go over him, and he would have been in perfect position because he was a step ahead. But the pass, I don't know, it just suddenly lost power. Here comes the Hilltoppers right down the middle of the field. They bring it over to the right side, trying to get it to Shiv Khalsa. Khalsa trying to get to it. The ball is going to go picked up there by Pius. So Pius was able to get to the ball first. They bring it up to Edgar Rios. So Rios will bring it over to Leo Vaughn of the Sartans. Vaughn on the attack right now, doing a great job of dribbling as he dribbles right around one of the Hilltopper players, takes a quick shot, which is going to go wide right. So it'll be a goal kick for Los Alamos, leading in this contest right now 1-0 on a beautiful goal by Ty Hinojosa. I didn't see who got the assist, but it was a beautiful crossing pass all the way from the right side of the penalty box all the way over to the left side of the goal. And Hinojosa was set up pretty close to on the left side of the upright on the left side. And all he had to do was just pop it in. So perfect pass and a perfect header. So the Hilltoppers now lead 1-0. And we're just starting this second half. So there's a lot of soccer left out here this afternoon. I remind everybody, by the way, that this is homecoming week for here in Los Alamos, and the Hilltoppers tomorrow night will play Pewaukee, and football team will play Pewaukee, and you can hear that ball game on the Daily Post YouTube channel. And also tonight, well, pretty not very long following this soccer game, they're going to have their annual politically correct bonfire. And out in the parking lot as they stack everything into barrels and and just a lot of wood into the barrels, let them burn in the barrels and bring the fire truck. And no more just a big old pile of wood, and everybody bring your whatever it is you've got, your old beat up chairs or whatever. Not anymore. Now it's everything's got to be done politically correct. So they bring the ball up now to Leo Vaughn. Vaughn is going to bring it over to the right side of the penalty box, and he was trying to get it up to Ethan Wright of the Sartans, but he couldn't get it to him, and he goes over him out, and so it's a goal kick for Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers make the kick. It's going to be a short kick picked up by Pius, stolen back by the Hilltoppers. So on the attack, Noah Devaney for Pius. Stolen away. Beautiful steal that time by James Ito. Ito coming down get it to the middle of the field up to Stephen Boone. And then we have a Hilltopper go down. And I thought that was Stephen Boone, but I don't think it was. It went down. But anyway, he actually got shoved down. Yeah, it was Stephen Boone. He actually got shoved down, but officials decided no problem, no harm, no foul, of course. The ball goes over the end line once again, and the Hilltoppers cleared over the end line, I do believe. No, they're going to say it was over the end line off of Pius. I thought sure that was cleared over the line by Los Alamos. Well, so it's another goal kick. So we had a lot of activity toward the end of the first half, and especially from the Pius side. I mean, they were really attacking, but except for the goal for Los Alamos, here in the second half, there hasn't been a whole lot of. Nobody's has really put a lot together. Ball goes out of bounds, quickly picked up by Abera Hatinga. Hatinga is going to he gets it over now to Elias Eidenbens. Eidenbens has it stolen away from him. Hilltoppers steal it back, and now they're going to bring it over to Stephen Boone. Pass down the right sideline to Alex Livsku. Livsku keeps it from going out of bounds. Crossing pass. Whoa! He had Abera Hatinga right smack, standing right in the front of the goalie box. And it just zinged by him. Abera thought he was going to have a chance to do something, but it just zinged right by him. And let me see, let me correct that. That may not have been Abera. No, that was Liam Cunningham. Sorry. But boy, it just zinged right. It was a hard kick ball, and just zinged right by Liam. He couldn't do anything but just watch it go by. And he just kind of went down and put his hands down on his knees because he knew that if that pass had been to him, he was wide open for the goal. So they'll bring it up now to Ethan Wright of the Sartans. Ethan trying to get something going, and but he runs into the defensive to Jackson Boone. Boone tells him, "Nothing doing. You're not getting around me." And so the ball goes. So the ball goes then booted upfield, and let's see. Okay, they're going to call Los Alamos, I do believe, for. Let's see, what are they doing? They're stopping. They're stopping play. They're called Los Alamos for something. Okay, finally, they're going to rule. It went over the end line off of Los Alamos, so it's a corner kick. Ball comes, whoa, and up there, Tim Dyson, the big kid, was up in the middle of the pack. He got a header attempt, which bounced right in front of the Hilltopper goalie, who just was able to get there and save it for the Hilltoppers. Elias Eidenbens coming down the right sideline. And Hilltoppers right now, they're at the top of the penalty box trying to line up a shot, but nothing there but white jerseys. And I mean, almost nothing. Now the Hilltoppers trying to line up the shot. They cannot line up the shot. And, but good opportunity that time for Los Alamos, but they just weren't able to take advantage. Long pass downfield is going to go down the left sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds off of the Hilltoppers. And so they bring it up. Hilltoppers trying to stave off the attack, and that was and the young man who had the opportunity on the other end, but just wasn't able to drive it through. That was Liam Cunningham. So now on this side of the field, on the Pius, the Hilltopper side of the field, Pius trying to get something high in the air to go. Boy, I mean high in the air to get a header. Boy, Carson McConnell, long kick downfield. It's going to go over the end line off of Pius. So it'll be a goal kick. And right now it's a 1-0 ball game. Los Alamos up, 54th minute of this contest. And so it'll be a goal kick for Los Alamos. And
now in the Hilltopper lineup, number 12, Lorenzo Delzano.
So Lorenzo Delzano checks in for Los Alamos. And we have the goal kick. The goal kick comes right down at midfield on the sideline. And so Tim Dyson comes over, boots it way downfield. Hilltoppers boot it way back upfield. It goes out of bounds. So the Sartans will throw it in down the right sideline. Battle for it over there on that right sideline. And battle won by the Hilltoppers. It's going to go out of bounds off the Hilltoppers. So the Pius will make the throw in. And I mean, battling for it big time for Los Alamos is Lorenzo Dozano, who's just checked into the ball game. Ball comes rolling. There's a through ball, and almost getting to it this time was Liam Cunningham, but Frank Barella has to come all the way out to the top of the goal, the top of the penalty box to pick it up, because it was just him and Liam, and that was it. But he had plenty of time to get out there and get that ball before Liam could get there. So once again, now Pius with a long kick down, goes over the end line. Hilltoppers with a goal kick, leading 1-0 in this ball game. In the 50, we're in the 56th minute. That goal coming in the 45th minute off of Tahina Hosa with a header. I didn't see who got the assist, but anyway, it was a great pass. That's all there is to it. Now it's going to come down to the Hilltoppers they had it in front of the penalty box, and then trying to get a shot off was Lorenzo Dozano, but he never could get open enough where he could just put his foot back and really haul off. He was in too much traffic, so the Hilltoppers bring it down the right sideline, or Pius. So Pius steals it away. Now Pius on the attack, and here comes Ethan Wright of Pius, brings it into the top of the penalty box, stolen away by Los Alamos, and now they bring it upfield, and now a long kick. It's going to roll down to Barella, and so Frank Barella just picks it up, rolls it up to Tim Dyson. Dyson will bring it down the left sideline, and so Noah Devaney of St. Pius with it, still trying to get something going, cut off by Los Alamos, so he brings it back to Julian Lovato. Lovato of the Sartans gets into the middle of the field, still with it, now rolling all the way to the other side, he really tried to get it into, that time, to Leo Vaughn, who was set up in the middle of this penalty box, but Hilltoppers right there to clear it away. But Pius once again on the attack. They bring it up to Noah Devaney. Noah Devaney trying to chase it down, cannot. It's going to be, let's see, out of bounds off Los Alamos, which is kind of a surprise. Quick throw in by Pius, and this is picked up by Los Alamos. Comes up to Liam Cunningham, gets away from him, and Pius on the attack again. So here comes Pius, and a little foot pass over from Ethan Wright as he brought it over now to Edgar Rios. So Rios trying to tie Ethan Wright up. Wright goes down. Whoa! I mean, he was freaking leveled in the penalty box, and boy, there's no two ways about it. And I cannot believe they didn't call anything. So Ethan, that was amazing. Ethan Wright was making a great move in the penalty box, and then he was just simply tackled by one of the Hilltoppers, and no call. That was amazing. I thought sure that was going to be a penalty kick for Pius, but they didn't call anything. So down the left sideline it comes. They're trying to get it to Liam Cunningham. Cunningham is being cut off by Tim Dyson. Dyson saves it from going over the end line. And then Tyson then it's going to go out of bounds off of Los Alamos. I thought Dyson had saved it in, but it went off of the Hilltoppers. So Pius with the throw in. Quickly up the field they come. Now they're going to come down the left side of the field. Now they pull up. Now they're going to change the throw-in situation. They're going to bring up Carson McConnell. Let Carson McConnell make the throw-in at this point. Hilltoppers right there to defend that. And now comes up to Stephen Boone. Boone will bring it over. We have a mystery player, number 24 for Pius. But they bring it up right there is Tim Dyson, their fullback, who's played a fantastic game on defense. But they comes to Noah Devaney of Pius. Now right down the middle, here comes Julian Lovato of the Sartans. He's cut off by the Hilltoppers, so they bring the ball over to the right sideline crossing pass, and there's a there is a pass right into the front of the goalie box, and a nice header taken that time by the Sartans. And well, let's see who made that. I do. Okay, that header was made by Leo Vaughn, just barely cleared the crossbar. But they're saying that it was the Hilltoppers touched it. And so it's another corner kick for Pius. And once again, it's another one that's too high over the pack. It's got to go out of bounds, saved back in by Pius. No, it didn't save it back in. So the Hilltoppers have the throw in. But it was a nice pass, and they got it into over to Leo Vaughn, and Vaughn with a nice header just barely cleared the crossbar. But somehow they said Los Alamos touched it, which I don't understand. But anyway, it ended up as a corner kick, which nobody's had. Well, Los Alamos has not had a corner kick. It brings it all the way up to Tim Dyson. He's going to kick it all the way back to Barella. Barella can't pick it up since it was kicked back to him. And so it's still a 1-0 ball game. We're in the 61st minute of this contest. The Hilltoppers leading here against their arch rival, the St. Pius Sartans. And the Hilltoppers inbound it 10 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. They bring it into the middle of the field, and now there's a scramble in the middle of the field. And so battling for it for Los Alamos was Lorenzo Diano against Julian Lovato of the Sartans. And the Sartans win the contest, and then Los Alamos, as they try to bring it back now to Abera Hatinga, and Abera tries to hit it back upfield. It goes out of bounds off of Abera. Quick throw in now by Pius as they scoop it over, this time to Edgar Rios. Rios is going to bring it back out on top to Carson McConnell. McConnell will try to get it into the center, into the penalty box, and just goes off of him and rolls over to the right side of the penalty box, or the end line. So it's going to be a goal kick for Los Alamos once again as we're sitting here in the 62nd minute. They play 2 40-minute halves, so 80 minutes total. And I doubt if they would bother with overtime if it came down to that. They don't usually do overtime in non-district contests. Abera Hatinga with a nice pass to Ty Hinojosa down the right sideline. Hinojosa called for offsides. The crowd doesn't like that one. So Hinojosa called for offsides right smack in front of the sideline official. He couldn't have had a better look at it. And the Hilltopper crowd not happy with that one, but I think that call was right. So Pius with a long kick downfield is going to be picked up by Pius. They're at the top of the penalty box. They bring it out toward the midfield circle. Now they're going to bring it down the left sideline. Nobody there for Pius, but trying to get to it for Pius was Noah Devaney. Could not get to it. And so the Hilltoppers just end up clearing it out of bounds, which is strange. So they bring it out into the top of trying to get it to the top of the penalty box, but boy, nothing in there but green and not the grass. Boy, no, just a pack of green uniforms in there. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it deep in their own territory down the right sideline. Stephen Boone trying to get to it for Los Alamos, comes to Ty Hinojosa, a little touch pass as he brings it over to Lorenzo Delzano, and Delzano down the left sideline, and he loses it out of bounds. So a throw in by Pius, out of bounds off the Hilltoppers again. They're up to the penalty flag, up to the substitution flag, and Pius, ball still at the substitution flag. And Ethan Wright finally comes in the forward for Pius to try to help steal it away right down the middle of the field. And here comes in a hurry. Boy, I couldn't believe he didn't take the shot. And that was Julian Lovato. He just busted through everybody. And he had a wide open shot from the left side. Nobody was between him except the Hilltopper goalie, but he overran it. And he was really on the move. and he overran it and wasn't able to pull up and make the shot, but it does go over the end line off of the Hilltoppers, so it'll be a corner kick once again for Pius. The Hilltoppers have not had a corner kick in this ball game. Rios brings it into the pack, and then a header attempt that's going to go over the top of the goal, and so that header attempt was made by Noah Devaney of the Sartans. So here comes a goal kick for Los Alamos. Comes into the center circle, cleared out. Now Pius picks it up over in the corner. Trying to get to it is Edgar Rios of Pius. He can't get to it, and so we're going to have a couple of substitutions for Pius. For Los Alamos, and see if I can pick up who it is. Yeah.
Keep it on the other side, boys. Smart passes, Jack.
Well, one of them is Jackson Boone, and I believe the other right now is, well, I was going to say Tahina Hosa, but that's not right. So a couple come back in. The numbers are on their back, and if they don't turn around, so, and the numbers are small numbers on the shorts, but sometimes I can't pick those up either. So right now we have a topper throw in about 20 yards up from the flag in Hilltopper territory down the left sideline. This one's going to go by the Pius defender, picked up by Los Alamos, and Pius finally able to get around and get back to it. And that was Julian Lovato. Lovato brings it up down the right sideline. Boy, I'm telling you, I don't know what the throw-in ratio is, but Pius has had a lot more throw-ins than Los Alamos. Hilltopper steal it away. Stephen Boone's going to bring it over to Shiv Kalsa. Kalsa brings it upfield, and he's going to get it now to the Hilltoppers, to Liam Cunningham. Cunningham down the left sideline, and the pass is going to go over in the left sideline. And there's the shot is taken by Jackson Boone for Los Alamos. Bounces off of one of the fullbacks for Pius, goes high in the air, comes down. Hilltoppers control it. They're trying to set something up once again. They get it to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa will bring it back out right now, and he's going to. So let's see. Hinojosa trying to make the pass over to the left side was picked off by Pius. Pius will now bring in, and we're going to have a Pius throw in. What a surprise. Long pass down the right sideline. And what are they calling now? Let's see. We're going to have a throw in for Pius, and so we're going to have a substitution for Pius as Mario Valdez will come back in for the Sartans. And let's see for Los Alamos. Well, it looks like Stephen Boone, but I didn't realize Stephen had checked out. So it's going to be a free kick for Los Alamos. Ty Hinojosa wanted to come back in the ball game, but not able. Of course, you can't do that on a free kick. One bouncer comes right to Frank Barella, the goalie. There's that left-footed kick way upfield and headed way back upfield, all the way up to the left of the penalty box. And Hilltopper goalie over to pick it up for. And we're in the 69th minute of this contest, 1-0 ball game. Hilltoppers leading off of a goal by Ty Hinojosa in the 45th minute of this contest. Now we have a substitution. Now Ty Hinojosa is able to get back into the ball game. So the throw in for Los Alamos picked up by Pius. Pius is going to have it stolen away by Esteban Wright. And they're trying to get it up to Shiv Khalsa, but it was like Shiv and about 6 white uniforms over there with him. So Pius is able to easily pick it up. Now they clear it upfield. Hilltoppers have a lot of people back on defense right now. And so the long kick is going to go out of bounds. And it'll be thrown for Los Alamos 20 yards deep into their own territory. They'll come down the left sideline. Boy, and there's a hard kick by Los Alamos, and that's going to go, right off the face this time. Wow, of Julian Lovato. And boy, he felt it. You could really see it coming down that left sideline, trying to get it to Hinojosa, but they can't. But it's stolen away by Pius. Picking it up is Mario Valdez. And Valdez is going to lose it out of bounds. Hilltoppers will throw it in right smack at the substitution flag, right smack down the left sideline. Headed out of bounds by Pius, comes right back. So we'll do the same thing we just did all over. Throw in taken by Talon Stanfield. So Talon brings it in, and it's going to come up down the left sideline again. And so now out of bounds off the Hilltoppers. So another Sarton throw in, but the Hilltoppers fighting for it. And the Hilltoppers, they bring it up now. Ty Hinojosa over to Shiv Khalsa. Khalsa, the right side of the penalty box, centers it. There's a shot taken by Los Alamos, blocked by Pius, as that shot was taken by Rocco Quintana, and that is blocked away by one of the fullbacks. Comes to Abara Atinga. We'll bring it upfield, and it's just going to bounce away and go out of bounds. Well, Pius is just going to clear it out of bounds. And so what are they stopping play now? They're saying that the Hilltoppers threw it in, and so the official says no. It was a Pius throw in, of course. Anyway, but no, anyway, it was off of Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers are trying to put some pressure on. They bring Ty Hinojosa up front. They're hoping to get him involved in that after that throw in. It comes now to Stephen Boone. Boone is going to boot it back upfield. Now a long kick down the left sideline. They're just going to let that one kind of roll. It was started to roll over the end line, but the Pius decides to save it from going over the end line. They could have had an easy goal kick, but they decide to go ahead and save it, and they get it upfield to Colin Zamora. Zamora, Pius loses it out of bounds. The Hilltoppers will flip it over to Talon Stanfield, and he'll make the Toppers throw in. Down the left sideline to nobody, cleared out by Javon Barella of Pius. And the Hilltoppers with a quick throw in. Now they bring it upfield in a hurry. Pass comes into the center circle. Shiv Khalsa trying to get to it. Can't get to it. And so Pius, we have a Pius player go down. Nothing called again. And he's slow getting up. That's Julian Lovato. I think he was the young man that took the ball, whacked right smack into the face. Long kick by Los Alamos. One bouncer comes down to Frank Barella. Long kick upfield by Barella. A header attempt by Talon Stanfield goes awry and off of his side of his head, out of bounds, right in front of the Hilltopper bench on the right side of the field. So it'll be a throw in for Pius again. So Pius trailing in this ball game 1-0, coached by A.J. Herrera, who's a kind of a legend in soccer here in northern New Mexico. Well, actually in New Mexico, and he played for Academy, and then he was a player of the year. But I'm sorry, he played for St. Pius. And but anyway, I think I keep saying Academy, but I'm sure he played for St. Pius. Yes, he did. And so, but he was a player of the year, and then he did some coaching. He's coached up here a couple of times. Now he's coaching the Hilltoppers now on the run. Here comes the Shiv Khalsa. Khalsa, top of the gets it to Ty Hinojosa. Hosa, nobody challenging him. And finally, Ty, looking at 4 or 5 white uniforms, they're just waiting for him to do something. And finally, Ty decides to try to pass it through him. He cannot. Wasn't able to thread the needle, picked up there by Carson McConnell. And then McConnell, his kick upfield, easily picked up for Los Alamos by Taylor Stanfield. Taylor brings it down the left sideline. And so the Hilltoppers, right now, we have, the 75th minute. So the Hilltoppers are a little over 5 minutes away from the victory. So, and of course, Pius knows that the same just as everybody else does, but I apologize for the mistake. I think I said he played for Pius, actually. So, and I do believe that's right. Anyway, so Pius now in the last few minutes is going to have to really up the attack, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here. The Hilltoppers have got everybody back on defense. They bring it up to Ty Hinojosa. Hinojosa gets by everybody. He's coming down right down the middle of the field, passes it over to Shiv Khalsa. Khalsa coming in from the right side, makes a shot, goes wide right. Well, they had it going, boys. Ty Hinojosa got the ball and outran everybody. I thought he might just take it himself in. Got it over to Shiv, who was wide open. Shiv came in from the right side, decided to make the shot, and his shot goes wide right. So the Hilltoppers almost able to pull one off. Shiv just was not able to straighten it out toward the goal. He just was coming in from the right side, and he just kicked it too far to the right. Abera Hatinga with it, still with it. Now he brings it upfield and then back to Hatinga. So Abera. So they're going to call a handball violation on Pius. We're in the 77th minute. Free kick for Los Alamos. Jackson Boone is going to take the kick, and he's going to put it down right at the 35-yard line. So he's 45 yards out from the goal, and just inside the football sideline. Jackson with he boots it, and he really booted it. It was flying high over the goal wide left. But we now are moving into the 77th minute of this contest. So right now, 78th minute actually. 78th minute. So we're unofficially, we have less than 3 minutes left in this contest. Down the right sideline to Shiv Khalsa once again. Khalsa trying to make the cut. Cannot. Stolen away from him by Noah Devaney. Devaney loses it out of bounds. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're going to get it to Khalsa. Khalsa is going to make the throw in. Khalsa, nope. He hands it over to Abera Hatinga. He'll make the throw in. And it's going to come right back to Hatinga and brings it out on top to Stephen Boone. Boone brings it back to Hatinga. Hatinga has it stolen away by Edgar Rios at Pius, and Rios loses it out of bounds. The Hilltoppers will have the throw in. They'll give it to Khalsa. Khalsa now is going to wait, and he's going to bounce it over, and he is going to give it to Jackson Boone, who'll make the throw in. And Boone's throw in is knocked out of bounds by Colin Samora of Pius. So the Hilltoppers will Shiv Khalsa now will make the throw in. Comes down all the way into the bottom of the penalty box. Shiv with a little touch roller. It was wide open, but there was not a green uniform anywhere. He just rolled between a bunch of Pius. They just let it roll, and then finally one of the Pius players decides that it's time to clear it upfield. Comes up, and the Hilltoppers clear it back upfield. Still a 1-0 ball game here. Hilltoppers leading down that left sideline, and here comes Elias Eidenbenz. Eidenbenz going to bring it into the top of gets it right. Beautiful pass to Shiv Khalsa right at the top of the penalty box, but Shiv can't do anything with it. Good defense by the Pius fullbacks, and so now a long shot taken, whoa, and a shot that taken by Javier Martinez, but it was a half volley as it turned out. It bounced right smack in front of, only came up about 6 inches off the ground in front of Frank Barella. But now we're going to have, it looks like we have a Hilltopper down, so that will stop the clock. And let's see.
The bonfire starts at 7:30.
Okay, and that player, Alex Libsku, and Alex, well, he's walking off on his own power. I'm not sure what he's limping slightly, but not very much. So he seems to be all right. But anyway, he heads for the sideline. And the clock is stopped at 78, but of course this would be a stoppage in play here. And the official, of course, keeps track of all that. So Pius, the ball in Pius territory, which has been for quite a while, and the Hilltoppers bring it down the right sideline. No, Devaney chases it down for St. Pius. It's going to go out of bounds off of Los Alamos. Quick throw in by Pius, headed back upfield for the Hilltoppers by Javier Martinez. And now coming down as the sun now is setting over in the west here and over the Jemez Mountains. And so we're playing essentially no sunlight on the field right now. And Pius trying to get something going. We're officially in the last 2 or 3 minutes of this contest, and the ball goes over the end line, and that's going to go off of Pius, so that's a goal kick for Los Alamos. And so they have to retrieve the ball, and there won't be any hurry for that, I guarantee you. I'm not sure if the official will take that into consideration, but finally they bring it in. Hilltoppers make the goal kick. And there is the whistle. And that is the whistle. It ends this ballgame as the Hilltoppers defeat their arch rival, the St. Pius Spartans, and the Hilltoppers go to a record of 5-3. Pius falls to 4-2-1 on the season, but a hard-fought battle between two very, very good programs and a couple of arch rivals. Anytime they always play each other, and mostly, a lot of times the state tournament usually comes down to teams like Pius, Los Alamos Academy, especially with the girls. And so these Pius and Los Alamos and Academy, these are 3 of the top soccer programs in the state when you get into Class 4A. So anyway, it's off a goal by Ty Hinojosa with in the 45th minute. A beautiful crossing pass. It came right to him on the left side of the goal. He was pretty close up to the left side of the left upright, and a beautiful header right into the goal net for the score. I didn't see who made the pass or who got the assist, but anyway, it was Ty Hinojosa who came up with the goal for Los Alamos. The Hilltoppers had scored a goal on a penalty kick, and the first shot was taken by Hinojosa, and that bounced away. It got blocked by Frank Barella, and it came right to Berra Hatinga. Hatinga put it in, and then the sideline official said, "Nope, somebody did something wrong," and so that was the end of that. So we ended up with a 0-0 half. So now we're final score at 1-0 here. So I want to thank Carol Clark and the Daily Post for making this broadcast possible. I want to thank our sponsors for making all this possible, for their support of Los Alamos High School Athletics. And we hope that you, in return, support our sponsors and thank them and if you ever go in there, tell them thanks for for Los Alamos sponsoring the broadcast of Los Alamos sports. So this is Gene Mortensen, and the bonfire is going to start here in a little bit. I think they announced the bonfire is going to start at 7:30. It's about a little over less than an hour from now. The politically correct bonfire in the parking lot of Sullivan Field. So so anyway, we will be back on the air tomorrow night. The Hilltopper football team will play their homecoming game, and that will go up against Milwaukee, and that's at 7:00. And you can hear that on the Daily Post YouTube channel as we put the video on the YouTube channel, and then John McHale and Nate Limback will roam the field and take some great pictures, and then they post them on the video part. And we have video commercials, which is nice. So anyway, I have to thank Carol Clark for making all this possible. So have a great tomorrow, everybody, and you can make an even better Friday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And Sweetie Pie, I sure do miss you, honey. Miss you a lot. And I love you very, very much. Bye-bye, everybody.